The triple-double arms race between Russell Westbrook and James Harden has started to heat up. Both players are chasing history and doing it in a variety of ways that are nothing short of thrilling. While Russ has a huge lead, Harden just played the best triple-double game we've had this season, and these numbers are truly remarkable. Harden started it off with an assist on a very ho-hum high pick and roll with Harrell. Rose needs to see that Noah is in good position to contain and get back. No need to get this close to the lane line. In a D'Antoni staple, Harden lets the roll man pass by before hitting Ariza in the corner for the three. With an early Knicks lead, Harden decided he needed to get his team going. I love the early pass up the court. This forced a mismatch, and a simple jog into the front court finds him with some space for a long three. The Knicks decided to have a bigger player defend Harden to start, and we get some good D'Antoni movement. As the ball is reversed, Ariza curls, Harden rub screens for Anderson, Ariza explores the baseline, and Harrell finds Harden for a tough look at a three with Thomas in his face, but splash. Some good defense by Melo to dislodge the ball and force a miss, but Harden is all over the rebound, keeping the possession alive. I like how Melo got all up on him, forcing him right, and I get why Noah wanted to come over and shadow. Melo gives up at the last second when he could have tried to deflect this lefty pass. It's hard for Thomas to help off such a good shooter in Anderson, and great vision and touch on the pass by Harden. You can't get 17 assists without some easy ones, and off of a make, there is no excuse for the defense to allow this one to Harrell, who was just jogging back, but great find by Harden to exploit it. I love this double staggered ball screen for Harden out top. This should be Jennings' help, not Melo from one pass away. It gives up the open corner three, but when Decker can't hit it, Harden's natural flow takes him right to the rebound, and I love how quickly he finds the open man at the arc and Gordon just lets it fly. Harden gets suckered on the shot fake, but Nene is able to back him up at the rim, and this gets the fast break going with not enough Knicks defenders. Watch Melo turn his head and lose sight of the ball. He should have at least gotten to the wing and forced one more pass. Instead, the Rockets look like they're doing shooting practice. The Rockets are particularly dangerous if Harden gets the rebound because it allows the shooters to sprint to their spots. There's a second of indecision as Lance Thomas doesn't realize he needs to be over on the left side of the court, and Kuzminskas almost gets there, but that's a little too much daylight for Gordon. Harden even played some solid defense last night. Check out how he keeps Kuzminskas in front and pressures the shot well. This leads to a well-deserved rebound. At the end of the first, nothing fancy, a simple isolation, and I don't wish this defensive assignment on anybody, as Harden reminds us how good he is at getting into the body of his defender while getting into his shooting motion for free throws. After a little rest on the bench, Harden picked up right where he left off. A simple back screen for the inbounder forces a switch, and the much smaller Jennings can't handle a little push-off, and his contest would never do much to Harden anyway. Not much work for Harden to do on this assist, but he's really good at slowly going one direction, then snapping a pass back to an open teammate for a quick release splash. Harden tried to get the rest into the act on this pass to the top, but they weren't buying it. So it flows back to him on the right side, and here's Lance Thomas with good pressure, forcing him right. He was in good position, prevents him from trying to get in the middle, but Harden is able to draw just enough contact so the trail official makes a late call. This is another cool set by D'Antoni. Watch Ariza. He's winning to set a back screen on Harrell's man, who's ball screening for Harden. It kind of falls apart. Harden goes to his right. Check the nice little behind the back bounce pass that frees up Anderson on the pop, and that's way too much space on the catch for him. On the break, Noah has no idea where the ball is, and when Jennings goes to stop the ball, there isn't anybody to pick up Brewer. He sticks to his one dribble limit and throws it down when Noah again turns his head away from the ball. I like how Harden is willing to give the ball up so early to put pressure on the defense and give his teammates a chance to probe. This only makes him a more dangerous player. The Knicks contain the drive very well and force a reset. Noah falls asleep. He has no idea his man is setting a ball screen until it's way too late. Then check the sick crossover to reject the screen that puts Thomas on skates, and Harden is just vicious. Harden is clearly sensing this is a special night, and with a 4-point lead, he wants to test how hot he is. No screen necessary as he bounces into a 30-footer with a hand in his face, and it goes clean through. The Knicks decided to put Derrick Rose on him, so they call for a ball screen with Carmelo's man. It's safe to say Melo does an awful job on this one. Harden is at the rim before Noah steps up, easy dump-off pass, and nice little finish by Harrell. The Knicks big men are coached to sink way too far in the pick and roll, and if Noah is going to let Harden get to the dotted line before encountering resistance, plays like this will happen all night. Another mistake by the defense to allow Harden to save precious seconds by rolling the ball up the floor. The Knicks actually did a good job to defend the spread pick and roll, but since they let Harden get rolling earlier, the basket must look like the side of a barn to him. The Rockets got separation early in the third, and here's that D'Antoni pick and roll staple again. As the roll man heads to the hoop, the weak side corner's defender has to bump him, opening up a skip pass on the lift to Ariza. Harden leads Ariza to the opening, and all he has to do is catch it, one dribble, and there's nobody back there to stop him. The Knicks defense must have been in shell shock by now, and it kept raining on them. A little pin down forces Thomas to step back to allow Jennings through, and that's all the space Harden needs for the three. Here's that same out of bounds play, but instead of setting the back screen, he just slips it. Thomas is late getting there, doesn't let him land, and he gets 3 free throws. The Knicks again get caught out of position in transition. Derrick Rose is the culprit as he's jogging and doesn't realize Ariza is his man. Good pass by Harden, but come on, Derrick. On the high pick and roll, Kuzminskas does a nice job to pressure the ball and he gets around 2 ball screens well, but no matter, Harden's release is too quick on this contested 3 that barely makes the net move. When ice defense melts, Endor is supposed to be between Harden and the basket. Instead, he gets a straight line drive to the hoop. Noah must rotate, Kuzminskas is late sinking and filling, but it might not have mattered on this well-placed lob for a Harrell dunk and one. The Knicks turn to Holiday to try his hand, not a bad choice since he's quick and long. This was a pretty good job on the isolation, about all you could ask for, but the step back from 18 rolls around and falls. This time, Holiday makes a big mistake trying to reach in Harden's lefty dribble. This is all the space he needs with those wide shoulders, and Hernan Gomez can't get to it as Harden drops it in off the glass. A simple drag screen out of the delayed fast break by Nene forces a switch. Hernan Gomez does nicely to keep Harden in front, decent contest, but this is Harden's night. At the end of the quarter, with the score tightening, Holiday is on an island against the ISO. And while you like to see the effort to contest, it's a sin to whack the three-point shooter on the elbow and give up more free throws. I really liked how Holiday was defending Harden and sticking with him around the handoff and the screen. This was all great, right up till the point where he sticks his hand out to Harden's waist. Harden is too good at quick releasing and drawing that foul. Discipline is paramount when guarding him. We can't quite see where Jennings was to start this possession, but it's clear to me he fell asleep for a couple of steps since he was so far behind trailing Gordon around these screens. Easy pass, easy shot, splash, assist. And here's that same out of bounds play, and this time Harden turns it into a post-up. Good fight by Holiday to force him to catch it at the three-point line. I love the physical nature to throw Harden off his rhythm, but at some point, Harden is going to get by you, and nobody rotated over. Jennings should have been off a Brewer from the get-go and standing on that left block. Instead, it's a layup. With Houston in the bonus early in a small lead, they run a high ball screen. Noah finally comes up high to defend, but ends up reaching in for a bad foul and free throws. This possession ends in a Harden rebound and is another reward for playing great defense on Jennings, who did his best to shake and shimmy his way to the basket, but Harden simply wouldn't let him. He lucks out that Rose misses the layup, but great defense for him. Up 3 with 4 minutes to go, the Rockets weren't running anything fancy. Another high pick and roll, and it's hard to believe Holiday would get caught with his hand in the cookie jar again, but like I said, you need discipline not to get your arms out of position. With Thomas and Holiday in there, there's confusion over who's now guarding Harden. To top it off, Jennings was complaining of a no call and didn't hustle back, and it left Anderson wide open for a great find by Harden for another assist on a 3-ball splash. Here's a double ball screen out of the left corner, which forced Rose to rotate over, but I don't understand why he steps over to the strong side a second time. Holiday was already there. Harden is fantastic at these hook passes across the court on a laser, bad closeout by Rose to allow middle, and Ariza gets the little floater to go. With the game in hand, the Knicks again got loose with their transition defense. Jennings is supposed to be sprinting to the left side to pick up Gordon, instead he's jogging behind Harden. Holiday has 2 guys to guard, and it's another assist for Harden. And to cap off this crazy night, the Rockets have the Knicks trailing the play all over the place. Two guys rotate to the corner, leaving Harden to seal in his practice with one final wide open three-pointer.